Good afternoon and welcome to NWR's Vantage Point Conference. Up next, we have AD1 Holdings on the line. We have Brendan Kavanagh from the company who will run through the presentation up on the screen. But just a reminder, we do invite questions through the Q&A panel at the bottom of the screen. We'll get to those post the end of the presentation. Brendan, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. Great to be here today. Thanks for those who are in attendance. We've got about 10 minutes. So I'm going to be quite quick and focus on this, a number of slides. We'll focus on about 3 or 4. Happy to take questions at the end. Normal disclosures apply. So who's applied AD1 Holdings? AD1 Holdings, you can see there, 3 bubbles, job title, apply direct and art of mentoring. I'll focus more today on apply direct, but mostly on art of mentoring, and we'll talk about why, but shortly. So we're a HR technology business that has a portfolio of businesses within it. You can see job title up the left. I will take this pack as read. It was released earlier today, and you can always refer back to it. But we're in the talent space. We focus on the attraction, recruitment, development, and retention. And the key 3 key brands are there. Apply Direct, that's our longest business product within the business, I should say. And key customers include New South Wales and big government, and they've extended it on multiple occasions, extended contracts. Look, that's a really solid product. We expect moderate growth out of that product. Really focused on the attraction and job consolidation and employer branding for multi-branded organisations, really, to attract candidates through. And then they go off through their application process. Look, art of mentoring, the business AD1 acquired October 2020. It has grown year on year, well above 50%, and we love the art of mentoring product largely because it was ahead of its time, really. Mentoring in recent years, lots of people have worked out of spreadsheets, and many programs have been unsuccessful. But through technology, mentoring has become more and more important as organisations look to save costs. So the front end of recruitment is very, very expensive. By retaining through really good engagement and development of talent, organisations save a bucket load of money. So, to replace a staff member, it's estimated to cost 2 to 3 times salary. An effective, well-structured mentoring program that can save organisations, the need for partly ongoing recruitment, but 1.5 times improvement in retention rates, and people also approximately 5 times more likely to be promoted. So driving engagement and clearly improve retention of staff is a great story for organisations. Our product is platform and it's content, and we've invested in it the last 18 months or so. It's a product that we're bringing to market in terms of the new platform. We've got a really strong customer base, growing year on year. I'll talk about that shortly, but very excited about that product and what it can do, particularly in North America, where we moved over in August last year with a strong pipeline growing there. And one customer there, you'll see later on, is we've got multiple programs and are currently valued at about $400K US. So very exciting. In terms of what we've been doing with the business, we have made a shift in the last 6 months to be a business just purely focused on HR technology. And the reason for that is we were a little bit distracted. We had another business in the retail sector, a billing engine. It was a bit of a cash drag on the business. So we've really had to tighten up on cost right across the business, not just there, and look at efficiencies and how we can get better alignment across each, Apply Direct and job title and art of mentoring, back of house, but also from a revenue perspective, customer opportunity, if you like. So look, we're focused on continuing to reduce costs, provided it doesn't hamper growth. We're intending to break even FY24 through a very disciplined approach. We're looking at a whole range of levers to help with revenue growth, from faster sales cycle, but also really pushing into US. Look, you can have a look at that. I won't spend too much time on that, other than, we've got a very healthy pipeline that's been growing. This is a snapshot of Art of Mentoring, some of the existing customers there. But also you can see on the left, 61 to 120 odd customers growth in over a period of a couple of years. We expect that growth to continue through to FY24, particularly with our investment in product and launch into North America. Very quickly on this slide, we've addressable market that ranges around the 500 mil. We're quite dominant in Australia. We've got some competitors, clearly much bigger competitors in the US, and we believe our product and where we're placed in associations and government, we're picking up steam. So look, 70% growth, you can see that. I'd just like to point out the greater than 80% program success rate, and I mentioned earlier that really well-run programs save employers, hundreds of thousands of dollars in recruitment costs, perhaps millions. So it does make a difference, this product, and it's well set up. A net promoter score 70 plus. So it's we're really excited about the future for Art of Mentoring. You can see the growth there, but again, take it as read. There's Apply Direct. It's a high volume, white labelled recruitment site, and we're expecting moderate growth from that business. JobTail I haven't really spoken about, but we're still working through what JobTail can offer. It's got some really good potential. We're looking at a range of options there, particularly partnering with other organisations. To support us through this journey, we've got a very experienced board, very committed to and involved in supporting our future growth, ensuring the disciplined approach is taken on board by everyone across the business, and that we execute. But we've got people here. Alex Richardson, you can see on the right, he is the founder of Art of Mentoring, co-founder, and he's currently in Austin, in Texas, actually. Todd, CFO, recently joined us, and you can see on the left, Michael Norster and Nicholas Spedley, both very experienced executives in technology companies. So look, together we're very excited that we can execute on our plan in FY24. We're building out, almost complete now, our plan, and it's looking really good. But just to close out, I think, Simon, that's my wind up.
No, you're all good, Brendan. No stress.
Am I? I thought I may have.
No, I just wanted to show my face. All good.
Okay. All right. Look, just to touch on that, just touch on results. We'll hit that 6.5 mil in terms of forecasted revenue this year. HR Tech revenue year to date is really starting to climb, and we expect that momentum to continue. But look, I think I'll probably whip through it fairly quickly. Simon, knowing I only had 10 minutes, but I'm happy to open up any questions.
Perfect. Thanks so much for that, Brendan. Good elevator pitch. You've stated in the short term you're looking to cut costs. In the future, would you actively look at M&A targets?
Yeah, so look, the cost control is important. This is a business that's burnt cash for a long period of time, and it's time to mature and grow up. And we've invested in product now, and it's now time to really build some scale. And we believe that the product, particularly led by Art of Mentoring in North America, can do that. We've witnessed, really exceptional growth here in Australia. In terms of, you mentioned acquisitions, Simon?
Yeah, sorry, I was just mentioned, would you look at acquisitions, in post the cost cutting, more so in the
Yeah,
future?
and look, and the cost cutting, look, it's right across the business. That by sub-licensing our utilities business, that brings in, that saves a lot of cash burn. But in terms of acquisitions, not our key focus at the moment. If it was complementary and adjacent to art of mentoring in the L&D space, we look at those options. But right now, we're really focused on organic growth and bringing the business to break even.
And just on art of mentoring, can you just talk to who its main competitors are and how difficult it is to replicate the content library?
Yeah, sure. So main competitors globally, Cronus and MentorClick, they're the big ones. And in Australia, Mentor Loop is probably the key. And both offerings slightly different, but ultimately mentoring platforms. So content has been created by experts, well certified, internationally recognised. Is it hard to replicate? Yes. They've lived a life, developing mentoring and writing articles, and we've been able to capture that into our IP and content and training. Having said that, there's a lot of learning materials out there as well. So we're not the only organisation with access to it. But in terms of our IP, our experience and how it's embedded into the platform, that's quite unique.
And just there's been a lot spoken around AI and disruption to different businesses. How does AD1 look at that, and is it a risk or an opportunity for the company?
It's probably a little bit of both. We see it, we focus more on the opportunity. There's a whole range of opportunities with tech, and the pressure is to move fast because it's a highly competitive landscape. But our matching algorithms in the platform, it's think of it like a dating app. That's pretty exciting, and what we can do with that moving forward, what we can do with content is enormous. So constantly looking at that and pushing it into roadmap down the track.
And just in terms of future growth in JobTail, does that potentially cannibalise any Apply Direct revenue, or are they targeting different customers?
Targeting different customers. JobTail is about direct sourcing. So you Simon could sit there and build up your own job ad and send it out to your network, and it's intuitive, and then the network will apply through. So it's cheap, it's cost effective, it's scalable. Apply Direct is a much more it's a much bigger platform, built for high volume organisations that are complex and different market. So governments and associations for Apply Direct.
That makes perfect sense. And just last question, just what synergies do you anticipate from moving the strategy to a HR tech focus?
Yeah, so it's really about focus and everyone in the business being able to work together. And the HR tech space, I said before, attract, engage, develop, retain, it's all connected. So we speak to similar people, whether it be in L&D, in HR, it all feeds through and connects. So there's synergies in sales, in customers, in process, and also back of house and development reporting, and how we operate the business from a metrics and accountability perspective. So that's probably the best summary there.
Great, thanks, Brendan. That concludes the Q&A segment. I might just hand it back to you, if I can, just for any closing remarks and summary.
Thanks, Simon. Look, just to close off, we've made some major inroads in the last 12 months. We've built a key focus around HR technology. We've invested in product. The product's ready to go. We've got significant interest in it, and we're looking forward to execute over the FY24. We've got a great team in place. And we look forward to what can come. But exciting. We're in a really exciting, fast-growing market.
It sounds like you've got a strong platform for growth and a lot of potential. Looking forward to watching. Thanks very much for presenting, Brendan. And if anyone had any further questions or interest, feel free to reach out. And Brendan would love to have a chat. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, everyone.